Welcome to Make Food, Make Love, the cooking and relationship show strictly for guys. In this series, we'll show you how to make simple, delicious dishes for your partner. The show is split into two parts. First, we have Make Food, where we show you how to make her fall in love with you every day. And second, we have Make Love, where we show you how to make her stay in love with you forever. So with that, let's get cooking.
Welcome to another episode of Make Food, Make Love. And today, I'm going to be taking us way east into Malaysia and Singapore and Thailand. And I'm going to be sharing with you another one of my favorites. It's called a pad thai. Now, whenever I land in any of these Asian countries, the first thing that I want to put into my belly is a pad thai. It's so easy to make, yet there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. The first thing that you want to do is get some rice noodles. Now, I've got some rice noodles which I purchased from an Asian shop in my area. So the thing with rice noodles is that it's so easy to prepare. All you have to do is place the noodles into a bowl and then cover it with some boiling water. Let it sit for about 5 minutes or so. After 5 minutes, drain it and then place it in some cold water just to stop that cooking process. So you don't need a stove to actually prepare your rice noodles. All you need is some boiling water and a bowl like I have here. So let's leave this aside. Now the next thing that we need for our pad thai is to obviously prepare our sauce. So let's go ahead and prepare our sauce. Now, traditionally, when you are making a pad thai, you will use fish sauce. But if you are vegetarian or vegan, then you can use Worcestershire sauce or you can use some soy sauce. So in goes about, just use 3 teaspoons of your fish sauce, your Worcestershire sauce or your soy sauce. So let's put that in here. 3 teaspoons. Now to that 3 teaspoons, we are going to be adding in 2 teaspoons of sugar. So here I have some brown sugar which I'm using. You can even use white sugar if you want. Alright. To that, we're going to be adding in some tamarind paste. Now, you don't want to use the tamarind that you get in the package. You want the paste, you want the liquid tamarind. So to that, we're going to be adding about a teaspoon of that. So let's add that in. Now this is going to add a nice sweet and tangy flavor to your sauce. Now, you want to dilute all of this because it is actually quite a strong taste. So to that, we're going to be adding in about a 1/4 cup of water. So let's add that in there. And then, we're just going to give that a nice mix just to bring it all together. So with our sauce ready, what's next? Well, traditionally, you would add prawn and chicken to your pad thai. But today I have a vegetarian or vegan alternative, and that is I've got some soya prawns here and I've got some mushrooms. Now I would have loved to have actually added in some oyster mushrooms because oyster mushrooms are the meatiest of all the mushrooms in my opinion. But here I have some brown mushrooms which I've cut into thick little pieces to resemble chicken strips. Now together with that, I've got some tofu here as well which I've cubed. And the next thing that we're going to do is actually go ahead and fry each of these individually until they're nice and golden brown. So let's go ahead and do that. I have a pan here which I'm going to turn on. And to that I'm going to be adding in about a tablespoon or so of some oil. And I'm going to go ahead and fry the prawns, the mushroom and the tofu by itself. So with our mushrooms, we don't want to completely wilt it down. We still want it to maintain its form and its integrity. So you really just want to sort of get some brown onto it because you want to have that bite and you want to have that sort of chicken feel to it. And this is literally going to take you, depending on your stove, I'm using here an induction stove. It's going to take you about 2 minutes or so before your mushrooms are actually ready. Make sure that both sides of your mushroom are cooked nicely. And then we're gonna take out our mushroom. To that, we're going to add in a tiny bit more oil. To our pan, and then add in our soya prawns. So this will take about 3 to 4 minutes to actually fry. So you want your soya prawns to be nice and golden brown. So our prawns are ready, so let's take that out. Again, adding in about a tablespoon or so of oil. And to that, we're going to be adding in our tofu. Now our tofu is extremely delicate at this point. So let's go ahead and add it in one at a time. Make sure your stove is not too high, sort of a low medium. Alright, going to add that in there. Now tofu, as it is, has absolutely no flavor. So we're gonna have to flavor this by adding a tiny bit of soy sauce. So I'm gonna do that in a moment. The thing with soy sauce is that not only does it add flavor, but it also adds salt as well. So got some dark soy sauce here, which I'm gonna be adding. It's about half a teaspoon or so that goes in. So tofu is now ready. Turn off our stove. Remove this from our frying pan. Place this into a bowl. A lot of people don't like tofu because it's very bland. It's so important that you season it well. There are many ways to season tofu, and I'm going to be showing you how to do so in future videos. So our tofu is now ready, together with our prawns and our mushroom, but there's two vital ingredients that we need to get going here. So traditionally you would use garlic chives, but I'm going to be using here spring onion. It's so important that you are able to substitute ingredients so easily in your kitchen. That is why it's so important to know what foods taste like so you can make that substitution. Now today, instead of using garlic chives are thin and long and flat. So in replacement of that, I'm using some spring onion. So to the spring onion, I'm going to cut off the bottom because we're not going to use the bottom. To our spring onion, the green part of it, we're going to be cutting it into 3 to 4 centimeter size pieces. Alright, and we're going to be adding this to our pad thai, not only as a garnish but also into our dish itself. So just leave that aside. The next thing that we need is that we need some peanuts. So here I have some unsalted peanuts. So place that on my chopping board. And what you want to do is actually chop this up, but not too fine. So with that ready, keep our peanuts away. So this is going to be used in our dish. So with all of our ingredients ready, we are now set to fire up our pan and put our pad thai together and ready to eat in 5 minutes. Let's go. Stove on. Again, tiny bit of oil, about a tablespoon or so. This is an induction stove, so it's going to heat up pretty fast. And to that, we're going to be adding in some onions. So here I have 1 chopped up onion in there, and immediately your pan is starting to sizzle. Just give that a quick stir. Now what's nice about using the same pan is that the flavors of the mushroom, flavors of the prawn, the soy sauce all start to now infuse into our onion. You would actually use a wok to cook this dish, but frying pan is what most people have at home, and that does the job just fine. Alright, so just allow your onions to sweat a little bit. After you've done that, I'm adding in about 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, which I've again finely chopped. That goes in. So once that starts to fry down, you're now ready to add in your noodles, your rice noodles. So here I have my rice noodles, which has been sitting in some water, right, some cold water. Depending on how much you want to eat, you're going to be adding that to our frying pan now. And I want to fry this now down for about a minute or so. After about a minute, we're going to go ahead and then add in our sauces. Remember to give it a stir again, because a lot of that goodness is going to soak and stay to the bottom. So again, here we go. Let's add in our sauce to our noodles. Give that a stir. Now there's no need to add salt to this dish, because you've either used Worcestershire sauce, fish sauce, or soy sauce, all of which contain salt. And further to that, you've also used some soy sauce in your tofu. So our noodles nicely frying away. Now the next thing that we're going to be adding in is our tofu. Let's go ahead and add in our tofu. Our prawns and our mushroom. That goes in. And then in goes our chives. Sorry, in goes our spring onion. And then there's one more ingredient, and that is our bean sprouts. That goes in there now. Now this is only going to fry for a further minute. We're not going to overcook this. And of course, we're going to be adding in our peanuts. And after about a minute, our pad thai is ready. So we can turn off our stove and now begin to plate it. So what we will do is that we would add in some fresh green sprouts to the top, and of course some nuts, peanuts to the top, garnish, and then we finally top that up with some fresh spring onion or garlic chives if you use that. And there we have our pad thai, a South African version of how to actually make this. Now let's go ahead and give this a taste. Grab my fork. Actually, let me go ahead and taste that tofu. Really feels like I'm back in Asia. It's got the mushroom. As you can see, the mushroom still nice and big, still holding its form, resembling the chicken. Beautiful. Let's get that noodles with that soya prawn and see how that goes. It's about 90% close to what I eat in Asia. Like I said, it's very easy to make. It does take a little bit of preparation. I love the extra texture of the peanuts in my mouth. Divine. I'm sure your girlfriend will love to have this. Very different from either steaming or frying or cooking a curry, try something different. Food and love is all about exploring. Go ahead and try this dish. Let me know how it turns out and let me know if your partner likes it. I'll see you next week for another episode of Make Food, Make Love. Until next time, happy cooking!